What's going on, man? Let's talk sales for a little bit. Real brief. We're not going to take a lot of time, but we are going to talk about some things that's going to help make some bread, right? So, first thing I want to do is I want y'all to think about where you drop the ball today, right, and where you dominated. I want you to answer this and listen. Do this every day, right? At the end of every night. So what that means is during the day, as you're going through the day, you have to be paying attention to everything that you have going on. You know what I mean? And what I find, man, is most people don't pay attention to the day. So let's do this. When we're looking at sales, right? We get so distracted. We get pulled in so many different directions that sometimes we forget about what we're focusing on, right? We forget about what we need to focus on because a lot of BS happens. You got angry customers, you have new things to learn, right? Finding new customers, all of these things are happening that all you do is identify each problem that you have. So what I want you to do is I want you to make your job to number one, identify every day where you dominated, where you dropped the ball, right? At the end of the day, like I want you to do that. That's mandatory, right? It's going to make a huge difference. I'll tell you why somewhere else. But right now, once you know that, right, where you dominated, where you dropped the ball, when you go into that next day, you're not focused on nothing other than the positives, right? You focus on nothing other than the positives. It's easy to focus on everything else because you might have like one or two things that are positive happening, and then you got like 10 things that are like BS. But what happens when you double down on the positives, bruh, it helps you to eliminate a lot of the BS, right? Because a lot of the BS is coming from lack of money. A lot of the BS is coming from being overwhelmed because you have no process. So when you develop the process, right, it's going to add to the money and it's going to help a lot of the BS go away. It's going to help a lot of the frustration go away. So I don't want you to worry about what's wrong or what's not right, what you're doing wrong, what you don't know. I want you to focus on what you do know, right? What can you do? What can you do right now? What can you do when we're looking at sales and we say, okay, yep, I don't know, what's today's date? Let's look at it real quick. Today's the 14th, right? So we're halfway through the month. Let's call it halfway through the month, and you're not where you want to be. You are not where you want to be right now. Your sales are not where you want them to be, not where you need them to be. Well, you got another half a month, right? You got a half a month that's left. What do you do? What can you do? Don't let what you need to take care of in 2 weeks, in a month, right, in a week, distract you today. Because we're talking about sales, right? So don't focus on anything but the positive. Focus on the positive. Focus on what can you do. I know that if I have some things coming up, I need to really control my activity. I really need to make sure that every conversation I'm in is a potential client. If I'm not in front of a potential client, I'm figuring out how to get in front of a potential client. I'm becoming better. So when I am in front of the client, it's not like I'm just learning, right? I don't want to miss the opportunity. So everything that I do from now to the end of this month will be focused on nothing other than getting in front of as many people as I can, talking to as many people as I can. Why? Because I know if all I do is focus on what needs to happen in a week, what I need to take care of in a week, in 2 weeks, versus focusing on what I can do today to where I might be able to take care of what I need to do in a week or 2 weeks between the next couple of days, right? That's the mindset I'm in. Get off of focusing on anything other than the positive. I promise you, when you think about it, right, where do most of your distractions come from? And how long do they hang around, right? And what makes them go away? So if you think about where they come from, it comes from before you was worried about the problem, before the problem came, instead of focusing on the day. Now it's time to take care of the problem and you're not ready, but now today you're trying to double down. Sales is so simple. It's so simple. All I want you to do, all I want you to do, and it's hard, right? It's not easy. It sounds easy. Like, no, don't worry about none of the BS you got going on. Just focus on the positive. Who cares that like you need 1,300 next week to pay the electric bill, right? Who cares? Who cares? Rent's coming up and you got to pay. Like who cares? Yo, it's hard not to pay attention to the devastation that's happening. But imagine if you took all of the energy and not talked about the devastation that's happening, right? Not talked about what's coming up, but all you did was focus on everything that would make coming up enjoyable. So I hope you got it right. And what I'm really saying to you is stop thinking that sales is only about what you can say fly, right? Stop thinking that sales is only you have to be slimy, right? Stop thinking that you're not salesy because you're not pushy or you're not aggressive. It's not sales. Right? It's not what sales is. Some of y'all are going to be listening to the way I say sales and be like, what is he saying? You know what I'm saying, right? Y'all are the people that are paying attention to the things instead of paying attention to the things. All right? Stop paying attention to things. When you get distracted from things, and I be noticing, because I say certain things and people be asking like, yeah, what did you mean? And I'm, or no, are you trying to say? And I'm like, okay, let me ask you a question. What else could I be saying right now? What else would fit there other than what you said? Well, I'm just saying because you didn't say it right. You didn't say it. The correct way to say it is, okay, so if you understood what I said and I'm in the process of giving you information that you don't have, that's going to help to add value to you, why would you cut me off to correct me? Like, is that your way to feel smart? This is what's going through my head, right? So at this point, them conversations be over. So I'm saying, I want you to focus on the positives to everything. Don't worry about how people talk. Don't worry about how they look. Just ask yourself, right? I'm like, why does it sound muffled? I didn't even realize I had it. My daughter be like, my daughter called me a sitcom dad. She's like, yeah, a sitcom dad. You know, she'd be like, yeah, a sitcom dad. I'd be tripping like, nah, what do you mean? She'd be like, look, you got your AirPod in. I'd be forgetting. I'd be wondering why. But anyway, listen, do that, right? Tomorrow's Sunday. Sit down, go write down what it is you want, right? What it is you want at the end of this week. And then what are you going to commit to, right? What are you going to commit to? And then listen, what part of your strength, right? What part of your positive that generates you revenue already can you use? What clients can you attract? All right? Listen, man, I hope it was something beneficial. I'm gonna go get back to work. I got some things to do, but y'all have a good one. All right. Let's see.